Have you ever struggled with your hair routine, right? You want to improve it, just to start getting way more status, maybe from attraction from girls, look in the mirror and love what you see, and get all the good benefits, just so that you know that, okay, I'm reaching my potential, and I actually want to have the best hair possible, the best hairstyle, like, having the nicest, the most healthy hair in like available. Yo, my name is Aris, also known as Screw Mediocrity, and I lead a movement of young men who actually want to improve their looks, their body, in general, their status, their money, so that they can love themselves and also be able to attract a high value woman, while also working on the business that they so much fucking love, and gain a fuck ton of money while doing it. If you relate with this movement, click the first link in the description to join your brothers in there, and subscribe for me to make even more content like this, because I want to give you way more value, and I need your help as well with this. So the first thing you could be doing right now to improve your hair care routine is actually, once you finish your shower, don't use a towel to rub your hair hard as fucking, all of that, and just doing, just trying to like a lot of kids are doing these days, and dry their hair by literally fucking forcing that towel over the head and doing all that shit. You're ruining your hair health, right? You're fucking up your scalp, and you're damaging your hair, right? Like what the fuck is the point? What you should be doing is basically, rather than doing that, pat drying it, right? You shouldn't be doing too much. One thing that I really like to do is, when I get out of the shower, right, I take my towel and I just place it on my head, and just like grab it and just like squeeze it like this in a way, right? Just so that it's like a sponge in a way, just so that I can get way more way more water out of my head. And that's when I like something I pat dry it, whatever, before even hanging up my thing, my towel. I basically just like grab it and just like do a little bit more, maybe a little bit more, just like squeeze it a little bit, maybe just to get the the water out of the hair, and then just like hang it, and it's fine, right? In my opinion, this is much better, because it really helps with not getting dandruff and stuff like that, and damaging your fucking hair. Like, what the fuck? Why would you do that, right? And especially with microfiber towels, stuff like that. Like, it's much shittier, right? And it just ruins the quality of your hair, in my opinion. So you should be using like either a very soft or whatever towel that you can do that, like you can rub your hair with that shit. But if not, then just like basically towel dry it, because like I don't want to buy like special towels or some shit like that. I prefer using the normal one. I just like use it in a more gentle way. One other thing I like to use to know that my hair is healthier as fuck, and I don't have like dandruff, because I had like a problem for a lot of months, maybe like years, right, where I had a lot of dandruff or like dry scalp. I don't know which one. I don't know the huge difference, right? But the point is that I used to have like shampoo, stuff like that. I used to use that a lot, like even very weak ones, and I have right now like a huge one, which is a more advanced one, which is like a stronger one, right, which has that does a little bit more work. I used that one as well, and I applied it in the right way. I used it like for a couple of days in a row, whatever. The point is that like the problem wasn't that. The problem was that I didn't use enough oils, right? And I used to just use shampoo every single day while being in the shower, right? And that basically ruined my fucking hair, and just gave me dandruff, and I produced way more dandruff than usual, right? That's why I needed to start using argan oil, right? I didn't see a difference in the first few days. So if you're gonna use argan oil or whatever, when you're gonna find like in your local stores or in your pharmacies, it will take more than a week to notice a difference, right? You're gonna use the point of doing this is basically that your hair, like, it's dry as fuck, especially if you're gonna shampoo it every single day, right? And you're gonna take a shower every single day. First of all, one thing I would suggest is basically don't shower, like don't wash your hair every single day. Or if you're going to do it anyway, just basically don't use shampoo every single day. Maybe use shampoo every other day or once every 3 days, whatever. Just do it in a way that it's not every single day, just so you're not stripping away all your natural oils, right? So that way, whenever I finish a shower, right, I just basically apply some like a few drops, and just like rub my hands together and just add it inside. Like, don't really give a fuck about doing it too much, like, because you don't want to have like oily hair and stuff like that. Just basically use like 3 to 4 drops, apply it in your hair everywhere, like rub your hair in a very nice way, and just do that for like a minute or two. Boom, that's it. That's basically it. You apply it almost everywhere, and then you're fine. You don't have to worry about dandruff, because that was literally like a huge problem for me, and I got rid of it in like, I don't know, a month, like even less than a month. And I just didn't notice it because I just forgot to to track that shit, right? I just saw a difference because I stopped seeing like dandruff fall on my shoulders and stuff like that, because I'm used to doing this a lot and whatever, but dandruff didn't fall on my shoulders and in general, so that's like a huge win for me, and I believe it can work for you too. One other thing I like to do when I get out of the shower, right, is I grab my blow dryer and I basically add a diffuser on it, because okay, maybe you don't want to use a diffuser, maybe it's like your different hair type or whatever, but if you want to use a diffuser and you have like curly hair like me or whatever, and you don't want like too much, like too strong air to hit your head or whatever, just to ruin your haircut, you know, stuff like that. Basically just use a diffuser. When you're gonna have it on the hottest setting, don't have it too close to your head, because that way you're gonna burn like your hairs and you're gonna damage them, especially if you're gonna do that like a lot and stuff like that. And like basically how to know if it's too hot or whatever for your hair: take your hair in your hand, put it on the back or whatever you're trying to blow dry your hair, and then basically just add here, start blow drying. And if you see that your hand is not getting hot, that you know you're starting to burn or whatever, that's when you know, okay, you're at a good enough distance. If your hand starts burning, whatever, just basically just up. Let's do not like this close, but this close, right? And it's much better that way. You don't damage your hair as much. Also about drying, just try to not dry only the front of your head, right? Don't just dry this part here, right? Dry the whole head, especially the back, because a lot of us guys have the back like which is long as fuck, right? And the problem is that the back is the most crucial part, especially because like most of the times it's still wet after we dry it, right? And especially if you don't want to get sick and stuff like that, if you're going outside as well, like you want to dry, you know, your whole head as best as possible, right? So in my opinion, drying the back of your head way more, right, is very important. Or just in general your whole head, basically, right? Just grab your head like this and basically dry it, right? That part, dry the other part, the other part, and do like circles, right, around your head at least 3 to 4 times before stopping, right? Especially like depends on how long your hair is. If it's shorter in the back, you have like a whole fade or whatever, you don't need this. If you have like, you know, longer hair in the front, whatever, just basically you know what to do, right? Use your intuition. Because I remember when I used to do this a lot, right? I used to dry the front, for example, right? And I didn't dry the back of my head a lot. And you know what the funny thing is? I actually dried the back of my head way more than the front, but it still was wet. That's why I'm putting so much more emphasis in the, you know, drying your whole head, and especially the back, because if you have longer hair like me, it's gonna be much harder to dry it, right? And after that, it's gonna be like, you know, flat as well and whatever. It's not gonna look good. So dry your whole head, and that's the way you're gonna get like all the benefits, and you're gonna look your best. That's basically it. Hope you got some value from this video. Good luck with your adventures with your hair, whatever the fuck you wanna call it. Stop wasting time.